Trump and Netanyahu unveil a Gaza framework that Israel backs and Hamas has not accepted. At a joint appearance, President Donald Trump said, informative in tone, President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu presented a 20-point framework aimed at ending the Gaza war. He continued, Israel backs it, Hamas does not. The anchor then stated, tonight we analyze what is new, what is recycled, and how to read the proposal's odds in a conflict defined by maximalist goals and minimal trust. What is in the plan? The outline centers on a hostage-for-prisoner exchange, staged Israeli withdrawal, and an international transitional authority to manage security, aid, and reconstruction. It foregrounds disarmament of Hamas, security sector reform, and guardrails on border flows. Governance would be sequenced, not rushed, elections later, not first, while regional stakeholders would bankroll reconstruction with oversight. What is substantively new, the reporter asked. Curious. The scholar replied analytically, sequencing. Prior plans often tripped on elections first or vague security. This tries to lock in security benchmarks before governance milestones. What would change on the ground, the reporter asked inquisitively. The coordinator explained, if implemented, you get predictable corridors, fuel guarantees, and a unified command for aid logistics. That is the difference between trickles and scale. Why Hamas says no for now. Disarmament without political guarantees is a non-starter for Hamas leadership. The plan's lack of a near-term statehood track will be framed as capitulation. Meanwhile, internal factions, external patrons, and street pressure all complicate any leader's ability to accept constraints that look like defeat. Israeli calculus. For Jerusalem, broad terms are acceptable if security control is credible, cross-border threat vectors are sealed, and hostages return. Domestic politics matter. Any plan seen as too soft risks coalition turbulence. Any plan that frees hostages without a clear security horizon risks the opposite flank. How do you move an opening bid to a real deal? The reporter asked, probing for details. Define verification before promises. Third-party monitors with authority. Automatic snapbacks if benchmarks fail. Money in escrow tied to checkpoints, not slogans, the negotiator replied, outlining a strategic approach. Risks and spoilers. Fragmentation, rogue units or splinters can sabotage corridors, the narrator warned forebodingly. Regional escalation. A separate border flare-up can freeze talks. Domestic politics. Leadership changes or scandals can reset incentives overnight. Your playbook. Reading signals. Watch for quiet.